Don't miss the debate by Nigerians and friends of Nigeria on issues surrounding Nigeria from around the world. My name is Kayode.
Once again, it's Politricks with KO live on BenTV, coming to you from the city of London. My name is Rose Peter Graham. On today's program, we'll still be talking about the elections, the Nigerian presidential elections, the major elections. As a matter of fact, it's coming up on the 14th of February. It's something we are all looking forward to. And we've been hearing or getting information that it might be postponed. But I have breaking news for you. On the contrary, the National Council of State have directed that the election must go on as planned. Come February 14th, we'll be having the Nigerian presidential election, and that is a plus, because only last week we were talking that if Nigeria is unable to have this election, they will be looking at the failed state. But it's good that we've been able to put ourselves together, and this election is going to hold. As usual, we're going to call Kayode, who is in Nigeria. We're going to find out from him what is going on. But before then, I must mention that Ngozi Gill, a member of this team, I must say congratulations to you. Today is your birthday. I hope you really, really enjoyed it. And incidentally, this week, Monday, was my birthday too. But I must say, happy birthday to you, Ngozi. The spotlight is on you right now. Okay, so now let's get back on the show. As usual, you know, our viewers, that you have the opportunity to call in. The numbers will be scrolled pretty soon. And today we'll be looking at undecided voters and what will, as a matter of fact, or the basics, or what should the undecided voters be looking at to choose the candidate they're going to cast their votes for at the end of the day. But Kayode is online right now. Let us speak to Kayode and find out what is happening in Nigeria. Let him give us an update on the elections. Good evening, Kayode. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Okay, it's good to have you. We saw your interview on Al Jazeera.
Oh yeah, that's one of those things.
That was a pretty good outing.
Thank you.
Okay, now, so tell us, what is happening in Nigeria?
Anyway, there's excitement. The good news, like you did mention, is the fact that elections will hold on the 14th of February 2015. So all those naysayers, all those doomsday predictions, it's never going to happen. We're going to have the presidential election on the 14th of February. And yeah, there's still complaints about PVC, but it's picking up. In Lagos, more people are picking up their PVC. I'm actually in Ibadan, which is southwest Nigeria. And quite a lot of people said they didn't pick up their PVC. I met with a couple of people who confirmed that market women actually Friday off, last Friday, go and get their PVC.
Wow, that's quite encouraging.
Yeah, so we're hopeful that on the 14th of February, there'll be a huge turnout. But having said that, even if the Council of State did not postpone this election, if they did not postpone the election, I beg your pardon, INEC has confirmed that 70% of PVCs have been picked up by the electorate on the election.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, because, you know, I was going to find out from you, because INEC registered almost 69 million people. Do you think they were overwhelmed?
Oh, I think that's one question INEC would have to tell Nigeria. Look, I say this. INEC has 4 years to prepare for this election. In fact, they've had 16 years, because we are not having an election in 4 years. We started like 15 years ago. We still have to ask questions. After this election is done with, there's a lot of questions that need to be asked from INEC about accountability. There is a foreign newspaper that did say that the current CBN governor, who came from Bank, actually was involved in the contract to print ballot papers. And INEC has found it as true or not. But there's lots of questions that need to be answered by INEC. But what we need to do now is to support INEC, irrespective of the fact that there are not enough PVCs going around, but we need to support them. Even if it means Nigerians would have to volunteer their services free of charge. country where Nigerians will have a say, or whether we want to retain Goodluck Jonathan or we want to change and have General Buhari. I think Nigerians will have to have a voice this time around.
Okay, can you tell us more about the National Council of States, the meeting they had?
Well, for our viewers, our non-Nigerian viewers, the National Council of States is made up of former head of state in Nigeria. We have General Yakubu Gowon, we have Shagari, who is still alive. We have General Buhari, Olusegun Obasanjo. But the quick news about this is that General Buhari is attending this National Council of State after he boycotted this National Council of State for a very long time. But this one is so crucial that he did attend, and I'm sure he probably played one of the very important roles in making sure to convince the National Council of State to make sure the election is still held on the 14th of February. So the fact that we have all the former heads of state agreeing to have this election held means that they put the security of our country first before any other interest, and I think they should be commended for that.
Okay.
For the first time we have a united front where even people who disagree politically would have to come together and make a decision in the interest of the country, because if this election has been postponed, you can imagine the amount of violence and frustration that would have come out in different parts of the country.
Okay, Kayode, very quickly, I want to know, why was this meeting held at the first place? Because I'm getting information on my Facebook page that the president was unable to convince them to postpone the election. Was that the intention of the president?
Well, you see, the ruling party, the PDP, especially after the National Security Advisor, Jasuki, threw that bombshell in London, saying election should be postponed by 6 months. Quite a number of people in the ruling party have been pushing that position that the election should be postponed. The opposition party are saying the reason why the ruling party PDP wants to postpone the election is because they know that they're going to have a crushing defeat in this election, and they want to manipulate the polls. The president, in all fairness to him, this day, he wants to protect those Nigerians who have not been able to pick up their PVC. That they are going to be disenfranchised. But the opposition are saying that, look, even if you give Nigerians 100 emails to pick up their PVC, there are still going to be Nigerians who will never go and pick up their permanent voter's card.
Okay.
So I guess today, the president did not have his way. The Council of State and quite a number of Nigerians have their say. And the president, as a Democrat, quote and unquote, would have to abide by this decision. Secondly, point out, there is a fact that says only INEC can postpone the election. I'm not clear about the position of that. But what we have today is that election is going to be held on the 14th of February, and we will have either a new president emerge, or we will have Goodluck Jonathan as the president of the country for a second time.
Okay, but was the chairman of INEC under pressure to postpone?
Well, there have been newspaper reports in the country, and there have been whispers that there has been a lot of pressure on the INEC chairman, Azaru Jega, to postpone the election. INEC in itself has not been very clear, they've not been very firm in telling Nigerians election is going to be held on the 14th. They just say yes, it's still going on as usual, but they've not been very forceful. But I guess right now that they have the support of not just Nigerians, but the Federal Executive Council, the Council of State, INEC will probably come out and vote to say elections will go on as planned, and Nigerians will have a say to either change the government or retain the government at the federal level.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much, Kayode.
Thank you, Peter.
Okay then, so we'll be looking forward to this again next week.
All right, bye.
Okay then, take care, bye-bye. Okay, so welcome back to the studio. 9 days to the elections, 14th of February, where most of us, or most of them who intend to celebrate Valentine, will be casting their vote. I mean, I just think it's a fantastic day. The day to show love to your country, to make a decision. Okay, we have in the studio with us some members of the public this time around, because we keep talking about those who are meant to decide the future of Nigerians. And these are passionate young Nigerians who have been lending their voice to, whatever party that they feel should, lead in Nigeria. And then they're here with us in the studio, and we're that happy to have Mr. Godwin Odusami.
Thank you.
He's a legal advisor and a Privy Council member of the Hope Movement.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and also beside him, Mr. Patrick Okene, a political and social commentator. Thank you, sirs, for joining us.
Happy to be here.
I would like to pick up from one of the things that Kayode told us about the elections. It is good that we're going to have the elections come February 14th. But what if, it was to be postponed? What state are we going to have? What would the situation be in Nigeria? I'm going to start from you, Mr. Godwin.
Yeah, that would have been very catastrophic. In the best interest of Nigeria and Nigerians, it's very, very important that election schedule must go ahead. There's no reason why, because INEC had over how many years to prepare for this election, and they've been paid billions of naira. So I see no reason why at this last minute, when they know definitely the ruling party is going to lose the election, to postpone. There's no reason for postponement.
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't know about the ruling party losing the election. That's just your opinion, but I can assure you it's not going to happen. But let's get the facts clear now.
Yes.
How did we get here? The National Security Advisor, Colonel Sambo Dasuki, was at Chatham House here in England, and he made a statement, and he said, left to him, the election should be postponed. He was not making government policy, and very quickly, the presidency came out with a statement stating in very clear terms that the election should go ahead. Okay? So, as far as I'm concerned, the presidency had made it clear. The president has stated quite clearly. So I could not understand why we had so much drama. And then eventually what then happened was the APC spokesperson, Chief Lai Mohammed, then picked it up and, as usual, whipped himself into a frenzy. And of course, obviously, all the APC press, all the APC people jumped on it and made an issue out of nothing. Now, Council of State meetings take place regularly as a matter of process in Nigeria. So there's nothing big. So I find it quite funny when you were trying to insinuate maybe there was something behind this. And also making statements, because I saw some of the headlines saying, they've made a decision to go ahead with elections. It was never at risk. And again, let's make something clear. Previous elections we've had in Nigeria, we've had issues of funding. But for the first time here in Nigeria, the presidency gave their full support to INEC. Funding was never an issue. And so I still cannot understand.
I never thought the only once INEC actually came up and talked about some other billions they're still expecting to be paid to run their affairs. But I never, it never came to fore that the funding was an issue.
Funding has never been an issue. It was in previous elections, but under this regime,
yes,
funding for INEC has never been an issue. Now, as soon as the presidency made that statement, INEC also came out and stated clearly that yes, there are challenges, but the elections will take place. Okay. So as far as I was concerned, it was a non-issue. So I can't understand why a lot of people were getting themselves into a frenzy and trying to make it seem as if the president has been backed up, has been backed into a corner from which he could not run away from, and then the election battle.
You said an insinuation. I'm not sure it was an insinuation because it's been everywhere. It's been on the front pages of papers.
APC press.
APC press. How are we so sure? APC can't control all the press in Nigeria, can they?
Okay, right. Okay, now let's look at it this way. If the presidency issued a statement,
yes,
stating very clearly elections must take place, the elections will hold, why then did you still doubt them?
I can't believe you're asking this question. Because you said Dasuki was here and made a statement. Was it sponsored? It could have been sponsored.
Because you have to look at the context.
What about the discussions, the newspaper releases, talking to us about this election, that there's a need for it to be postponed for security reasons? It's been everywhere.
You struggle to find just one press release from the presidency stating that the election should be postponed.
The presidency, we don't have to do that. The crux of the meeting today was based on the postponement.
No.
And that is why
Again,
we have.
You're wrong in the assertion.
That is why
because you have regularly.
So why do we
council
have?
estates.
Why do we have? It's on Premium Times. I saw it. I saw
Well,
it.
again, we know
so
who
why
it's
was
times.
it? No,
so
why?
Again, it's
no,
not, for me, as far as I'm concerned, it is not a credible source. Now, we all know Council of State meetings take place regularly. So this meeting was not called because they wanted to fix a date for the elections.
Okay, you know what? We're not going to dwell on that, but it's good to know that Yes, please.
Well, I mean, who's Dazuki Sambo? He is the National Security Advisor to the President. He speaks for the presidency. He speaks for a government.
Yes.
Right. Now, there is no smoke without fire. I have lived in this community for a while, for a long time, and I frequent Chatham House. I'm a regular visitor at Chatham House. Name it, I'm always there. Now, in this particular event, I sent an email to reserve a seat at the event, knowing fully well that Gordon Dusami is a youth advocate who believes in who is very passionate about Nigeria, a youth leader in the UK who knows his onion. I was excluded quietly from that event. So
are you suggesting
there is no smoke without fire.
Okay.
Sambo is not representing himself. This must have been discussed at the highest level of government.
Okay.
So playing ignorance is not on the card. It speaks for the presidency, clearly.
You're saying it stylishly came on.
Yes. But the fact that Nigeria were ready, we jumped on it, and we made our point very clear. So they had no hiding place.
Okay, let me make something clear again.
Okay.
It is in the interest of APC to have a longer time to pray for these elections. In terms of why should PDP, the sitting government, delay that election that will create constitutional crisis? In any case, legally, INEC has got the power to delay the election by 6 weeks. That's what the Constitution says. That's what the law states. But even as at that, the presidency could have done that without breaking any law.
Okay.
So let's get the facts right. And also, in terms of preparations, PDP's got a wider reach, a wider spread, because elections in Nigeria, I keep saying, are not won on the pages of newspaper. They are not won on social media. They are won by electors, by people who will vote, by people in rural areas. Okay. And PDP's got more presence than APC.
You think
so? As far as I'm concerned, PDP is actually in a hurry to get these elections out of the way, and then so that Jonathan can continue what he's been doing.
What do you want to say?
Well, if you ask me, I'm going to be speaking to you from the prism of the Nigerian youth based in Nigeria and in England. I mean, I recently came back from Nigeria and met with the local people, the grassroots, the young Nigerians who has lost hope in the project Nigeria. These are passionate Nigerians. They are hungry and they are angry. I mean, I want it to be on record. I have served the community in this country for over 13 years. Because of my influence, I was one of the recipients of the Centenary Award in the UK. I was called to Zebra in Greenwich. They brought a lot of dollars, thousands of dollars, and they asked me to sign my name to campaign for Jonathan. And I made it clear, if I take this money from you, will this money feed the youth of Nigeria in the next 4 years? No. Will it provide employment for the Nigerian youth in the next 4 years?
No. This money.
Okay,
my friend, I'm not going to make that.
Let us look at all the
You've put it on the table. You've put it on the table, so it's only fair
I have witnesses
to challenge that.
I have witnesses.
I tell you, it's only fair because you cannot come and make such allegations. So it's only fair that I challenge you.
This allegation can be
so, and also, back there, you said very clearly that you were excluded from Chatham House. So was that done by the government, by the Nigerian government? Has the presidency got control over Chatham House?
Okay.
The lists are always vetted. You know what I mean. Let us not go into that.
Okay, you know what we're going to do? Viewers, you have the opportunity to be part of the program. The numbers will be scrolled on the screen pretty soon. And if not, you could join us. The number is 0208 808 0693. I'll take that again. 0208 808 0693. So you could call in and let's have your contribution. I want to look at undecided voters. We know last week we actually talked about issues-based campaigns, because what we keep having is mud-sling, or how do they put it? There are issues or propaganda that take us away from what we should actually be discussing.
Agreed.
You understand? So we should be talking issues. Right now,
But last time
the
I
poverty
checked-
rate the poverty percentage in Nigeria now has really, really increased. Education is suffering, health is suffering, unemployment is rocket high. And
Okay.
we keep talking about transformational changes. I want us to know what could be a deciding factor. You to tell me now, because we know there are quite a number of people for the APC and a number of people for the PDP, but we have a large number of undecided voters. What should they be looking at? What should they be considering?
I will tell you. As of today, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, 60% of the Nigerian population are youths. We have about 20 million youths in Nigeria, and we have about a large percentage of those people were unemployed.
Okay.
The youth of Nigeria, they've decided. I met a quite number of them when I went to Nigeria, and they've said,
On what basis?
change is inevitable. Change must come. I mean, they've tried the PDP in the last over a decade now. They've seen the hopelessness, the joblessness, the unemployment. They've seen the cabal buying a lot of private jets, and they want change. They desire the change. That change, they are ready for it.
Okay, so sorry, when we talk about this cabal, are you talking about just the PDP? Because last time I checked, Tinubu has how many private jets too? Yeah, so now again,
Tinubu is running government, right?
So let's make but he wants Lagos State, and it's a key.
Lagos State is better.
We talk about change, so let's come down to the chase. Now, you threw some figures out there.
Okay.
So I'm glad we're getting down to figures, even though the campaign, these elections are not exactly where they should be. Again, last time I checked, it was the presidential candidate of the APC that ran away from a debate because he just didn't want to face it again. We don't want to talk about that. No, but it is true. It is
He
true.
gave his reasons.
What
And
was
he said he
reasons?
does not want to join the propaganda of
What propaganda?
AIT and NT. But let me take this caller. Let me take this caller, Patrick. Okay. Hello, caller. Thanks for calling. Where are you calling from?
Hello, thank you very much. My name is John. I'm calling from Camberwell.
Okay. Thank you, John. Go ahead.
Yeah, my brother who is in PDP. I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Let's assume PDP is our colonial master ruling Nigeria.
It is not, but go ahead.
We should be happy to say we should vote for our colonial master with everything that PDP has done in Nigeria for 15 years.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What is the use for us to change the colonial master away, for us to change our system? Jonathan, PDP has been there for good 15 years. Jonathan has been complaining. He never came out to say he has completed one project. Everything is still ongoing. There is no project Jonathan has completed. All universities that he said he built, they've never completed them. And if it is lie, can you please say one of things that Jonathan has completed fully? And I will make my inquiry in Nigeria.
Okay,
Thank you very much, John. Thank you, John.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Again, sometimes I question where people get their facts from. Now is that the question? What have we? Let's start from the beginning, because now everybody talks about change, because that is what the American company hired by the APC has taught Nigerians. They talk about change. And I ask this question.
Is that an accusation?
No, it is a fact that they hired an American, the same company that ran the campaign for Obama, and yes, we can change and all of that. So now, that is beside the point. Now, I ask this question. When people talk about change, can you show me a construct of this change that we talk about? What exactly is this change? Is it a change in personnel? Is it a change in the way we are doing things? What exactly is this change? So people say, what has Britain done? I can reel out a number of things. So I expected that question. So where do we start from? Let's start from agriculture. Right. Now, Nigeria is the second largest importer of rice in the whole world.
Yes.
For the first time under Jonathan, we now have dry season farming. When Jonathan came into power, there was just one industrial rice milling plant in the whole of Nigeria. Today we have 24. To the extent that now Nigeria is producing rice, to the extent that now about 40% of our rice consumption is produced locally. And when somebody says oh, there's nothing, they've not done anything. I question
We're
where they get their
going to be talking about those
that is just the beginning.
constitutional changes of
But can I answer the question he's asked me in terms of, because again, he's not the first person that's asked me this question, that's made this sort of comment. Okay. In terms of most of the projects the government are running, none has been completed. In terms of agriculture, we've made tremendous changes.
Okay.
That again, even the World Bank, China, India, Brazil have actually come to study the e-wallet system, and the World Bank has adopted that for the region in Nigeria. That is just to show you how successful that has been. Again, you're more than happy, you can question that, but that is a fact.
Okay,
now,
wait. You know something? Wait, Patrick, you're going to let me speak to this caller. Hello, where are you calling from? Thanks for calling. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ade is my name, calling from London here.
Okay, Ade.
Yes, it's very surprising that we still have to be discussing PVC. Can I just ask one simple question? And
Yes,
the question
please.
goes up. The rights, the so-called rights being produced by the Jonathan administration, is the right for Nigerian consumption or for the right for home consumption? Because a brother of mine came back from Nigeria yesterday, and I asked him, were you in the market at all? He said they purposely went to Mushi market, Ashwani market, where the majority of Nigerian rice is being sold. They do not see any rice produced by this administration. I don't know where they sell the rice. Maybe can you quickly tell us where the rice are being sold?
okay.
Secondly, please, on the issue of electricity, after the time PDP came into government in 1999, there was 4,000 megawatt new generators. I have been following the Minister of Power. Today, we are in 2,890. Tomorrow, 3,900. So PDP has not been able to add to that 4,000, but they've been able to decrease. That's a fact. So many things we can talk about.
These are issues, these are